Sup, you chuckle fucks? It's your boy Dark Raku here with What If Issei Was a Gunslinger and a Martial Arts Master Part 5. So yeah, now I know what you're all thinking. God damn it, didn't you upload this like 12 hours ago? Yes, I did. Now fuck off. Not the point. I just have too many ideas for this damn story, but yeah. But not the point. I'm beginning into this What If. Let me shut the fuck up and let me begin into the story. But we go into mostly Issei. Issei is right now kind of getting towards mostly the Occult Research Club because he was called towards the Occult Research Club. This is where he's annoyed from the fact that he's actually going there, even though he's already too damn tired and doesn't really want to go anywhere because, well, yeah, he just wanted to sleep. He didn't really care that much. All he thinks about school is mostly sleep, yeah, or fighting or whatever, just fucking around most of the time. Doesn't work well. He's getting towards the Occult Research Club until mostly, well, someone actually bumped into him into the hallways. It was a girl with orange hair and of course purplish magenta. Yeah, kind of purplish magenta, not really. Mostly purplish eyes. Doesn't work well. She had it into taupe ponytails and doesn't work well. She kind of said, Issei. This is where Issei said, oh, you're Irene's sister. Irina, right. This is where Irina said, no. This is where, well, she's stuttering again from the fact that Issei literally still thinks that she's basically some person's name, Iron's sister. And this is where, well, mostly Irina says, no, This is where, well, she's saying confess fully, saying, I don't have a brother. This is where, well, Issei says, you don't? No. I lied about when we were younger. I lied about my name being Iron. It was actually Irina, okay? I just wanted to make friends. It was kind of hard for me to make friends. So I thought of lying about my name and acting more like a boy, I could actually make friends. That's why I said my name was Iron and not Irina. This is where, well, mostly Issei says, oh, I see. Then again, there was not many girls that played in the park. So I can definitely see your viewpoint. Still, it was kind of a nuisance for you to lie because you never did tell me if you were a girl or guy before leaving. So that was basically your fault entirely. This is where Irina says, I know, okay, leave me alone. This is where, well, Issei says, leave you alone? Got it. I'll leave you alone. This is where Irina says, wait. Before you go, do you want to hang out? This is where, well, Issei says, sure. You still remember where I live, don't you? This is where, well, Irina says, yeah. This is where, well, Issei says, maybe I hang out with you. Or maybe I hang out with the boys. I don't know. I really don't like hanging out with girls most of the time because they're getting on my nerves, so not the point. Hope you're not someone that actually likes going to shopping a lot because I am not the type of person to be holding bags. So bye. This is where, well, Issei starts walking away without a care in the world, putting his hands into his pocket and just walking away. This is where, well, Irina sweats because yes, Issei is not the type to be holding your bags for shopping at all. He would drop them and just walk the fuck away to the nearest like mattress store and fall asleep on one of the beds. He would not give a damn. He's mostly like Stark a lot, but yeah. But that's not the point here or there. Issei is getting towards the Occult Research Club, and this is where, well, he sees Kiba kind of walking along, and this is where, Issei says, hey, pretty boy. This is where, well, mostly Kiba turns around and says, oh, Issei-san, what's it called, how's your day? Issei says, yeah, not the point. My day has been good, I guess, until I got called here. What exactly are we getting called upon? I don't know too much. I should also mention Rias did try to sleep with Issei, but that didn't really work out because Issei wasn't at his house. Yes, Rias does remember where Issei used to live because I say used to because Issei usually hangs out with the boys way over past nights, to the point where they actually go sleep like somewhere random half the time. Mostly either Angel and even Jorge go sleep in an apartment or mostly just like a motel. Mostly separate beds and just fuck off. What's it called? Tyrone usually just goes home and goes to sleep. And Jugo and Issei just kind of stay up all night, kind of just fighting or killing. But yeah. This is where, well, they usually don't need to sleep too much at the night. For Issei, it's just like much more calmer and easier for him to just kill and murder at the night. But yeah. Jugo is just kind of just there because he's always with Issei because he always thinks that Issei would be the most fun to kind of be with because, well, more trouble will come along and more stronger people. But yeah, this is where, well, with that happening, that was the thing. So, of course, Rias could not really sleep with Issei, so yeah. This is where, well, she is quite frustrated with Issei because Issei is quite either ignoring her, dipping away from his house, or doing whatever just to ignore her entirely. But yeah. This is where, well, mostly we go back into Issei and Kiba. Issei, well, mostly Kiba says, well, I don't know exactly why we got called upon towards the research club, but it could be something important, Issei-san. This is where, Issei said, stop calling me San, just call me Issei. Or Stark-san. Actually, Stark-san will actually be so much easier to my name. This is where, well, Kiba kind of switches up and says, why do you want me to call you Stark? Because that's basically my great-grandfather's, like, last name. If I can remember right, my grandmother did tell me that my great-grandfather was named mostly, well, he says my great-grandfather's name was Coyote Stark. So, of course, I'm gonna keep the last name Stark for, well, instead of having Hyodo. Because mostly my parents aren't that great. So, of course, I'm gonna just change it towards my great-grandfather's name. Because Stark doesn't seem like a bad name instead of Hyodo or Hayato. I don't really care about being called that. So that's why. This is where, well, mostly Kiba swatches, but of course, he's kind of interested in the fact that Issei kind of talked about his great-grandfather and how he was a great man. This is where, well, mostly Kiba wanted to actually ask more until mostly they get towards mostly the room where they're supposed to be at. So, of course, Issei was about well, mostly Kiba knocks at it. And this is where, well, mostly there's a battle between inside the Akari Research Club that's happening. Rias is right now angry and frustrated with Riser. And, of course, this is where, well, she is trying to tell him to fuck off. And they're both just arguing. This is where, well, mostly Grace-B is there. And this is where, well, right now, mostly Akano heard the knocking. This is where, well, she would have done something. But this is where, well, Konako did hear the knocking. This is where, well, she can actually sense the two somewhat presence out there, that being Kiba, and the other person is, again, unknown. This is where the only thing that she can probably guess is probably Issei. Because she can't sense the demonic energy. She can sense this energy that's quite interesting and exotic. Well, quite exotic because, yeah, she felt it before. But during the battle between Issei and that one person, this is where, well, she can just guess it's Issei again. This is where, well, she's confused. Issei has become much more colder and emotionless in battle. Of course, this is where, well, he's also quite brutal and doesn't really care too much about killing people. So, of course, that's what scares her a lot. Would Issei really kill Rias probably in the near future? She's hoping that doesn't happen. But Issei seems to be quite bothered enough with Rias and her freaking rules and annoyment. This is where, well, so of course, Konako is quite scared about Issei doing something like that. She doesn't want to lose mostly someone that's considered to be like an older sister, being like Rias. Issei might be new, and of course, he could have been a pervert in the beginning, but now he just became much more colder. She doesn't know why he changed, but yeah, whatever the reason he changed, she can't tell, but yeah. Now, the door was getting knocked again by Kiba, and this is where Kiba says, I think something is happening inside it. Issei says, I see. This is where Issei pulls out his, mostly, he has the sword next to him, the sheath. And this is where, well, mostly Kiba says, where do you keep bringing that out? Issei says, this? Oh, this is literally a part of my soul, you can say. This is where, well, Kiba says, like a sacred gear? Issei looks at Kiba and says, okay, I don't know how to use my sacred gear. Let me be really fucking honest with you, Kiba. I don't know how to use my sacred gear. I don't know how to use demonic magic or consider that of any type of magic. So, this is literally a part of my soul. I don't know how to even use magic entirely. So let's just get that out of the fucking point. Can't use my sacred gear, can't use my magic. So let's just throw that out the window. When I say this is literally a part of my soul, it's literally a part of my soul. It's something connected to my great-grandfather. My great-grandfather, I think, could have done something like this similar. But that's not the point. This is where, well, a mask also appears underneath Issei, being like a bony mask. And this is where, well, Kiba kind of nodded. Of course, really, no one in the Akari Research Club never did teach him anything about demonic magic. What they did, they tried to find out how much demonic magic he had, which he didn't have barely any. Of course, this is where, well, they didn't really teach him how to use the sacred gear, so that's quite their fault. So mostly Kiba just nodded. This is where, well, Issei just kind of kicks the door in, and this is where, well, mostly the door hinges almost like fly off until mostly Issei didn't care too much. This is where, well, mostly Issei kind of walking in, and Kiba's also walking in. This is where, well, mostly Riser says, huh? Who are you two? This is where Kiba says, my name is Kiba Yuta. I am Rias Grummary's knight. This is where Issei says, and I am Issei Issei Stark. And I am, well, one pawn piece of Rias Grummery. This is where, well, Issei's still gonna completely go with the whole bullshit being one pawn piece, because he actually doesn't know how many pawn pieces again he was. He doesn't care neither. This is where, well, Riser says, one pawn piece? Really? That sucks. Why, actually, this is where, well, Rias is still kind of like dumbfounded with Issei's kind of like the fact that he keeps saying that he's a one pawn piece, but he's not. He's 8 pawn pieces, but yet he goes with a one pawn piece. This is what Riser says. Still, for interrupting me in my argument with my beautiful fiance. This is where he says, shut up for a second. What is exactly happening here, and why did I just get called out of class before letting me go to sleep? This is where, well, mostly Riser gets a check mark from the fact that Issei just tell them to shut the hell up entirely. This is where, well, mostly Rias was actually about to kind of giggle a little bit because, well, that actually did shut the hell up Riser. And this is where, well, mostly Riser gets angry, and this is where his Parage was actually quite angry with Issei. And this is where Issei didn't give a damn. He literally did not give a damn if the fried chicken literally got angry at him. This is where, well, Riser Phoenix says, I, Riser Phoenix, ask a lower class being like you, being a one pawn piece, mostly devil, being a low ranking devil. You told me to shut up? I shall burn you alive. This is where, well, Issei looks at Riser with just uncaring like look. His eyes are motionless and doesn't care too much. This is where, well, mostly Riser gets unnerved with the emotionless look. Of course, this is where, well, mostly the other girls in the Parage of Riser kind of gets unnerved also. This is where, well, Issei looks at mostly Riser with an uncaring look until he looks towards his president. Issei says, Rias, this is where, or not Rias, Bachu? Kaiju? No, Kaiju would be, red hair. This is where Issei didn't care about even calling Rias by literally just red hair because he just didn't care too much. This is where, well, Riser was shocked to actually see this person disrespect her, mostly his fiance, and him. Like, he doesn't care. Issei really can give 2 damn less. He is way stronger than half of these idiots. But he's not really too arrogant, but he just doesn't care too much. He'd rather want to go to sleep or go do a mission or contract, whatever the fuck. He'd rather be making money than being in this dumbass classroom, or mostly this dumbass kind of place with these dumbass devils, because they don't know how to act. So of course, yeah. This is where, well, Ria says, you were called here because of, well, mostly what's happening here, Issei. This is where, well, Issei says, I see. This is where, well, Riser kind of says, who the hell are you to call my fiance red hair? You should give her respect. This is where, well, Rias did kind of appreciate mostly Riser's the fact that, yes, that should probably be something that Issei should be doing most of the time. But Issei didn't really care and ignore entirely Riser's kind of whole complaining. This is where, well, Riser says, stop ignoring me, you brat! This is where, well, Riser right now had fire in his hands, was about to launch it at, well, Issei. This is where Grace B is just seeing this, and of course, this is where, well, she's thinking that she was going to let Riser go in to just attack Issei, and Issei noticed the attack of fire actually going towards him. Issei sighs and says, settle. This is where a blue orb appears on, well, in the middle of his chest. And this is where, well, it just launches straight to Riser, and Riser could not dodge or even block it. Kaboom! This is where mostly the Occult Research Club has a huge ass hole at the wall, and Riser's kind of barely being able to regenerate. This is where he's confused. He's like, what the? This is where, well, Issei says, what the hell? I thought you would be able to dodge that, yet you couldn't even dodge it. Pathetic, Issei said without a care in the world. This is where Gracie is just shocked that power was too great. This is where Rias and the others were just dumbfounded on Issei's power. This is where, well, Issei literally just says settle and that thing just blows up almost the entire, like, occult research club. Of course, this is where Sona felt that power and had it to kind of use magic. It tried to erase a bunch of people and just say that that was probably just a gas explosion or whatever, and start sending people outside from the school. But yeah, this is where, well, mostly Rise's parages why in their eye. They would have got annihilated if Issei wasn't aiming a little too up, and of course would have definitely probably killed them all. This is where Kiba whined his eyes. This is where Kiba is doubting, well, mostly having doubts that mostly Issei is not using magic, because he couldn't sense any magic from Issei. That attack was not magical. No, that was something else. He is now kind of thinking that basically Issei is telling the truth that he's using the soul, his soul, and it's not a sacred gear. But that was just crazy. This is where Riser says, "What? Are you really a one pawn piece?" This is where, well, Issei says, maybe? I actually don't know. You see here, I don't really remember what I was. This is where Riser won his eyes, and of course, this person is dangerous. This is where, well, mostly Gracie actually thinks the same. This person is quite dangerous. Mostly, this is where, well, she looks at Rias, and this is where Rias is surprised, just having a god-smack face, because mostly Issei isn't supposed to be this powerful. So the first time she reincarnated him, he wasn't as powerful, which mostly when she met him, and of course, he was quite cute when he was, like, not that powerful. Of course, he was perverted and other things, and I've kind of just refreshed her mind, but now he's quite different and much more powerful. This is where, well, Issei looks at Riser and says, "What exactly do you want? Actually, how about this? We have a rating games battle between your Parage. I feel like you're going to need something from Rias, and Rias probably doesn't want to marry you. Pretty much I've been able to read the room. Mostly I have done something similar to this, but whatever." Mostly Issei says, "So, let's do this rating games thing that mostly devils like to be called." This is where, well, mostly everyone's dumbfounded with the whole rating games thing that Issei's proposing. And this is where Riser's like, "No!" This is where, well, Issei says, "Too bad. You gotta ask your fiance if she wants to do the rating games or not." This is where, well, Rias kind of just shake their head just slowly and kind of mostly can't say anything. Because, yes, the rating games was their only hope to get out of this marriage, and this is where Riser's unnerved with Issei. Issei's coldness and emotionless talk really unnerves him a lot. The person's power is great as hell. He doesn't even look fatigue or anything from Issei's kind of point of view. Yes, Issei's not even fatigued at all. He's not even tired. That settle was not even that powerful. It really wasn't even that powerful. He made it big and explosive because he wanted to scare the shit out of Riser, but it wasn't that powerful. But Riser would have been obliterated anyway. This is where, well, we'll see Riser is saying, "No, I refuse to do the rating games." This is where Gracie says sorry. But mostly Lord Lucifer did kind of propose this if Rias Gremory did not want to marry you. This is where, well, mostly Riser winds his eyes and realized that he is feeling quite despair. This is where, well, because he does not want to fight against his pawn piece. One pawn piece? Yeah, that's complete bullcrap for him. He refused to believe this motherfucker's a one pawn piece. This is where, well, Issei kind of just looks at mostly Riser with an uncaring tone, and this is where, well, mostly Riser's unnerved. He would have told one of his members to try to attack him, and of course, Issei noticed one of them actually wanted to attack Issei anyway. That was what's it called, the girl with the kind of bow staff. This is where, well, she rushes past to try to attack Issei because Issei wasn't paying attention, and Riser was about to tell her not to do that because, well, the kid or whoever the person is quite dangerous. Issei pulls out a gun really fast from his, like, back, mostly like his back coat, and this is where, well, mostly since he is kind of having guns and other things, he has them hidden, but whatever. He pulls out a gun, points it right in front of the kind of girl with the stick, and this is where, well, Issei says, "Guess you're gonna have to die for being stupid." This is where, well, mostly she whined her eyes, and she never expected this person to literally have a gun. This is where, well, mostly Riser widened his eyes, and everyone widened their eyes. This is where Gracie wanted to do something, but this is where Issei literally has her basically gunpoint. Point blank range. He can easily just kill her in an instant. But this is where Issei then just doesn't do it. He just removes the gun, but this is where, well, he moves so fast that he just shot both of her legs out. This is where, well, she started screaming in pain, and this is where everyone winds their eyes. Issei says, never attack me again. You see here, fighting against someone who's a gunslinger is quite terrible, because you don't know who exactly, or not the gunslinger, you don't know who exactly I am. I am Issei Stark Jin, or mostly Issei Jin Stark, and I am, well, you can say Rhea's one pawn piece, probably. I actually don't know how many pawn pieces I have. I probably have 8, 9, 4, I don't fucking know. I probably have 4, maybe 1. Maybe I'm that weak and I just don't have that much magic. I have no clue. Other than that, well, we have this raiding games thing and it's in 10 days, right? I'm gonna go train. I'm gonna go freaking train so I can probably kick the shit out of you fried chicken. Right, your name is Riser Phoenix, right? Phoenix is basically that giant flaming chicken, right? Whatever, I'm gonna go train so I can kick the fucking brakes of you, fried chicken. Other than that, bye. Issei starts walking away without a care in the world. This is where, well, we'll see Issei also uses Sonido to just get away from all of them. Just disappear in an instant. His speed was incredible. This is where Riser right now pales at the fact that he's going to fight this motherfucker. And if he literally is a one pawn piece person, he is literally probably so weak against this person. Mostly either weak against this person or this person is just extremely strong and he just held down a lot of power. This is where, well, we'll see everyone just dumbfounded. This is what Riser says. Well, you have 10 days. You heard that, right? Even if that person is a one pawn piece, I would still defeat him. I wasn't showing off too much power. This is where, well, Riser did tell, his sister to kind of grab, well, the girl with the stick and kind of like leave already. But yeah, this is where, well, mostly Riser and his barrage left, but yeah, even his sister, but yeah. This is where, well, mostly Grace B said, okay, well, the raiding games will start in 10 days. Good luck, Gremory. And also, good luck with that pawn piece. I never thought that you will be able to get someone who's literally a one pawn piece, and yet he's that strong. Well, good luck. This is where, well, aggressively leaves. And this is where Rias is just there, still godsmack. This is where, well, mostly Akuno's also surprised. She wanted to say something towards Issei, but he was quite different. He's much more colder and can care less. This is where mostly Konako is the one who's mostly scared. She is terrified of Issei, because his power is quite different from mostly mostly her older sister, but still, he is emotionless, uncaring, but yet quite smart and quite mostly uses his brain in half of this situation, and also can read the room. But yet, he does look similar, and kind of probably similar to that of Kuroka, mostly her older sister. That's why, well, she's quite scared if he will ever become a stray, then he will be able to kill mostly all of them without a care in the world. This is where, well, if ever Rias does push him too far and annoy him too much. This is where, well, mostly Kiba is just there, dumbfounded. He didn't even use a sword. He could have used his sword to just cut Riser's arm off, but no, he uses something called Settle to blast, well, Riser straight to hell. Almost killing him, by the way, but this is where Kiba couldn't really tell, but yeah. But we go into mostly Issei kind of going to go train by himself. He does not care about going to train with Rias. But of course, well, he just still stays in school and just kind of falls asleep, but yeah. He doesn't care. He just falls fucking asleep. But of course, Jugo did actually ask him, and what exactly happened, but yeah. This is where Jugo actually asked him if what exactly happened. Issei kind of opened his eyes, mostly one of them, and this is where, well, his brownish kind of like, mostly since he does have kind of goldenish brown eyes, he kind of just like looks at mostly Jugo. This is where, well, Issei says, oh, what happened? Well, something stupid. I guess you can say that it was I had a small little fight with, well, fried chicken, but yeah. Or where they're not inside the classroom. Issei is leaving the whole school because, yeah, they're already kind of let go, but yeah. Mostly Jugo says, I see. A fried chicken? So, like a phoenix. Yeah, one of the Phoenix clan demonic whatever bullcrap from the underworld. Or you can literally call it hell for a second. This is where, well, mostly both Anhead and even Jorge right now fighting each other because, well, that's the thing. This is where, well, mostly Tyrone kind of hears this and says, a phoenix? Huh. Are you going to be able to defeat it? Issei says, of course, yes, I can defeat it. I blasted shit of it a while ago. So that was you who actually made that earthquake and that noise. And what's it called? That whole mostly thing of it's supposed to be a gas explosion or something like that. Oh, so that's what Sona kind of put it up. Well, I guess, yeah. This is where, well, mostly Chogo says, so, I'm actually wanting to go so, I can eat the damn phoenix and be able to grab his powers away. Mostly take his powers away. Issei says, yeah, I don't think you'll be able to go. I'm going to have to just train to, well, kick the brakes off of it. Can't you already kick the brakes off of it? Well, I can, but I want to at least have my form up, mostly last longer than normal. That, and I also want to learn how to use this damn stupid sacred gear I have in my fucking arm. This is where, well, mostly Drake growls at mostly Issei, but this is where, well, mostly all of them nod and say, well, that is true. This is where, well, mostly, right now, Angel kind of goes up and says, you see here, I am the Blue Dragon, I am basically your rival, and I will show you the power of a Blue Dragon! This is where nothing happened, and this is where, well, Issei swap drops, and this is where, well, Chogo also swap drops. Tyrone mostly swap drops, and Jorge just says, Blue Dragon, my ass, couldn't even fucking activate it, even if you did have one. This is where, well, mostly Jorge gets angry and says, get over here, you little shit! This is where, well, basically Jorge and Angel are basically fighting again, but yeah. Issei says, what the hell is he talking about? I think he's just talking about basically the rival of the Red Dragon. Wasn't it some kind of white dragon? This is where, well, we'll see, Chogo says something like that. Who really cares? Whoever it is, I think you could probably beat the shit out of them without even using the damn sacred gear. He says, yeah, that is fucking true. I don't really even want to fight them. Can I be able to just, like take the sacred gear out of my body and, toss it towards somewhere else so the white dragon could just chase after them? This is where, well, Chogo says, maybe. This is where, well, Issei says, sweet, I might just do that. This is where, well, mostly Drake says, okay, you little shit. I'm actually done enough just listening to you and you talking just trash about me, you brat. Do you want my help or not? This is where, well, Issei says, not entirely, but shit. If you're offering some help, well, I might. This is where, well, Drake says, answer me truthfully, brat. Okay, fine. Sure, I'll learn how to use you. This is where, well, Drake says, okay, use me? Well, am I not some kind of being? Am I not a person? Issei said, okay, dragon, Red Dragon, whatever your name is exactly is, I've never known who you are. You're literally an unknown anomaly. You were kind of born with me. I guess you were. How does that even work? How does sacred gears even work? Issei kind of asks Jogo. Jogo says, they just choose randomly. Sometimes they're picky as hell. This is where Issei says, then why the fuck did you choose me? D-Drake, isn't that your name? Yeah, D-Drake. Why the fuck did you choose me if I was just a normal fucking human? What, your fucking urge of fighting the white one was so high that you want to just drag normal ass humans straight into your stupid fucking battle? Like, literally, I don't care about your stupidly rivalry battle with the stupid white one. Because if I did, I would have been training my ass for fighting against a white one. But I don't care about the white one. Actually, I never even care about using you. That's why I had you seal away, even with my demonic powers. Because I have a plan to get the fuck out of, well, that red-haired bitch's kind of barrage. But I need to figure out how to do it. Luckily, you don't actually are able to read my mind. This is where mostly D-Drake says, I do have the power to read your mind, but you have it sealed to the point where I can't burn and read it. You have to unseal the power, mostly unseal mostly me, to be able to read your mind. That's not happening at all, Issei said, with a fucking tone. A tone of like, yeah, that's not fucking happening. This is where, well, mostly D-Drake growls at Issei, and this is where Issei just says, whatever. I don't think I'm gonna need you to actually help me in this battle. I might just train by myself and just makes my form just last longer. I don't need you to help me at all. I don't even need that red hair to even help me because I've been training by myself for the longest point. Basically, I'm always alone, and I will stick being alone for a while. Training by myself is better than being trained with others. I don't need to be trained by other people on how to use magic because I don't know how to use magic. No one ever taught me. Not even you, dragon. Then again, probably because my body was so weak I could barely use you. Why the hell did you pick someone so weak? Literally, if it's This is where Issei says, if it literally just like spin the wheel and get whatever, and your rival got like, I don't know, probably like some Lucifer descendant, I will be pissed. Because if you got someone weak like me from a fucking spin the wheel, I'm gonna be annoyed. I'm gonna be fighting the motherfucker who told you to spin the wheel. They literally should just give you the option to just pick whoever you fucking people want. Like, pick the devil side or fucking angel side. Pick one of the races that doesn't actually involve humans. Who actually made you motherfuckers? This is where, well, mostly T-Trex says, blame God. I would have blamed God if that motherfucker wasn't already dead. This is where Issei said with such an angry and annoyed tone. This is where T-Trex was surprised. How do you know that? Oh, you don't know? When I was fighting against that damn fallen angel with 12 wings, when I was beating the shit out of him in my form, he did say that God was dead and trying to make me, like, care. I literally didn't give a damn when I was beating the shit out of him. This is where, well, Jogo says, oh, God's dead? Wait, the God of the Bible? This is where, well, Issei says, yeah. This is where, well, Angel and even Jorge says, wait, he's dead? This is where he says, no shit, did I not just say it? This is where Jorge and even Angel says, then who the fuck we been praying to? This is where Issei says, I don't fucking know. The fuck should I know? This is where, well, mostly, Tyrone says, well, if he's dead, then damn. Can I just be telling that secret everywhere and I just don't care? Like, can I just, like, go on the social media and be like, God's dead, screw everyone, and just see the whole world go in chaos or something? He says, I really would not give a damn. You probably would be called a troll in the internet if you think about it. That's where, well, Tyrone says, I guess you're right. Jugo says, still, I can't believe he's actually dead. Well, you know, his ruined angels fucking facts. Low-ranking angels, we just said God is dead, and they would be kind of wondering what they were ever believing in and make them turn into fallen, then easily kill them. This is where he says it, right? It's so easy just to fuck around with the angels and exorcists. This is where, well, mostly they're kind of just chuckling and laughing. This is where, well, G-Trex says, you guys are just monsters. This is where, well, mostly Issei and even Jogo says, I'm a god. Technically, I'm a demigod, but hey, I don't care. This is where he says, I don't care neither. I really never care about any of this supernatural bullshit. I was just dragged into this bullcrap thanks to my pervertedness. But now that I'm no longer a pervert, you can say that I can care less about half of the shit. This is where, well, mostly G-Trex watch up but says, fine. Whatever. I'm just gonna go back to sleep. Okay, good night, D-Drake, or Dragon, or whatever the hell you want me to call you. But other than that, I'll be going. This is where, well, Issei just kind of, like, walks with mostly the others kind of go train, or mostly Issei's just gonna go train by himself. But yeah, we go into a time skip of mostly Issei kind of training. Issei is right now in the forest training. This is where, well, Issei is basically training his flexibility, his, like, gun reaction, his reaction entirely, his timing, and other things. Now, of course, this is where we go into mostly some people actually watching this, or mostly just got an interest in mostly Issei kind of just training by himself, but they're not really there to actually fully spy on him, but just got interested because they heard a bunch of noise and grunts and other things, and it was Issei literally just training. There's machines to actually like shoot bullets at him to actually get the timing reacting faster, but yeah, he is not unsealing the demonic power. He's still gonna have that shit sealed. Even with Diedrich is still there, he's not sealed away fully, but he's not unsealed fully. But yeah, he's just half-half. But yeah, he's just having Diedrich fall asleep most of the time. This is where, well, Issei is just training by himself and mostly using both of his guns. Basically, these two guns right here. And of course, turning one into a dagger because one can actually go into a dagger, but yeah. But this is where, well, we go into Issei kind of just like keep training and right now trying to like shoot its targets and other things. This is where, well, Issei is right now hearing the song. I should mention that he actually has a speaker and he's hearing the song called, well, so the song he's hearing is called Take the Pain Away, feature Roy Robinson and made by this people, but yeah, so you get the point, right? But of course, Issei is right now hearing that song, and this is where, well, he is right now just like dodging more like these bullet shots that are trying to hit him, and this is where, well, Issei is now thinking for his like mostly first time in his life, mostly what he actually wants. He's been fighting always alone, and of course, even when he was younger, he does kind of train by himself most of the time. If even his grandfather did kind of taught him a little bit of martial arts, but before all that pervertedness and mostly wasting his life, he was kind of always alone. Also, I just noticed thunder. It looks like it is going to rain over here, but not the point. But of course, he always seems to be always alone. Even with his perverted antics and other things, he was always quite alone. Even with Matsuda and Murahama being with him, they both kind of use him as a meat shield. So of course, Issei's always thinking him that he's alone. He started talking by himself. Man, I'm such alone. What am I actually fighting for? This is where a bullet shot almost hit him, but that's where he managed to dodge his head to the side. What exactly do I actually fight for? I'm always alone. I don't really care. Issei jumps up, dodging another bullet. This is where, well, he just says, what do I really fight for? Is there a reason for me to fight for? I mean, yes, I have some reasons. I really want to get my humanity back and become back to being a normal human so I can actually spread the other powers that I need to actually fully become just like the same strength as my great-grandfather. Is that what I'm fighting for? This is where he dodges another bullet. Am I wanting to become the same level as my grandfather, even great-grandfather? Coyote, Stark, and even, well, Teijin, Jin? Am I trying to become as strong as both of them? Or am I trying to... This is where, well, Issei dodges more bullets, and this is where, well, surpassed him. Maybe... This is where he dodges another time. Maybe I am trying to surpass him. But how would I do that? How would I go into that? Would I be better off alone, just keep training by myself, being by myself, never needing anyone? This is where he dodges more bullets to kind of behind a tree. And this is where another bullet tried to hit him, which he was behind that tree. But yeah, this is where, well, Issei says, or should I be with others? This is where Issei is thinking in his head. And this is where, well, he goes into his mind. And of course, ever since he was born, his parents didn't really look at him like he was too much of anything. I mean, they did care about him in the beginning, but then again, they wanted a girl instead of a guy. But yeah, this is where, well, Issei then remembers the fact that his grandparents were basically the only people that he actually cared about. Mostly his grandfather, his grandmother, and also probably his great-grandfather. Because even though he never met him, he got told by his grandmother a lot about what his great-grandfather has done. This is where, well, Issei kind of just always wanted to be kind of like, well, his like grandparents. Because they're quite strict, amazing, and of course they were actually caring about him. They were the only people that actually care about him in his like childhood. This is where, well, when he was actually making friends, he actually remembers Murahama and Matsuda, but then again, they weren't like truly good friends, unlike Jorge and even what's it called, Angel. This is where, well, they were actually true friends, and of course, even though they speak a different language from Issei didn't really mind and actually really liked the language they were speaking, but yeah. But of course, well, Issei kind of just wanted to go towards America, or mostly Mexico, to kind of learn about the language, which he did one time, but not the point. This is where, well, during that one time he went towards America, he actually remembers meeting Tyrone, and how Tyrone was a pretty cool guy. He, mostly his older brother was also really cool, because Tyrone does have an older brother that's still in America, but he's working right now, and of course, Tyrone's parents did die in an incident in Japan, but yeah. But of course, mostly Issei did also meet his parents, and of course, they were cool people. They actually were some with the people who were around mostly Issei's parents' age to actually be caring about him, which Issei was glad to actually have people like that. He actually also remembers Angel and even was called Jorge's kind of parents being actually caring about Issei, but yeah, this is where even if Issei wasn't a part of their family, they did not care. They were quite friendly people. They were quite nice people. They were just amazing people in just general. This is why, well, Issei was actually remembering people that actually care about him. He shouldn't be alone during the battle. He should never be always alone. He's always just thinking about other people. Even if his own parents doesn't really care about him. Even if people that he just met a while ago never cares about him. He has friends and family. Surely people that he can call either like father or mother, even if they're not related, to be quite there to be caring. He should protect those people, not the people that he was born with. The people who didn't care about him. The people who just tried to use him as this Red Dragon Generation Emperor bullcrap. He doesn't care about any of that. This is where, well, he cares about surpassing his great-grandfather and also his grandfather's power. He will use the same skills as what they train in. what they use, but he would surpass them by actually being with other people. This is where, well, he then kind of just awakened a very powerful ability. This is where he actually went into his, like, well, mostly into that form that he was in, mostly resurrection. But this is where, well, it was resurrection Los Lobos, but with something else. This is where, well, he awakened and a blue energy appears around him. His hair almost went into like a bluish, silverish color for a second. And of course, this is where, well, his power increases a lot. And this is where, well, his guns changed for a second, becoming black entirely. And this is where, well, he started just blasting all the kind of like mostly targets and also like kind of machines in an instant. But this is where, well, the form disappears in an instant. This is where he felt quite tired, but that power was amazing. The power that he just reaches through mostly the will to actually protect those that he actually cares about, not those that he, well, they don't care about him. This is where, well, mostly Issei was amazed with that power and actually felt it for a little bit. This is where, well, mostly he has like this blackish flame on his hand. Well, it's like blackish bluish, and it kind of looks like a ball for a second. This is where Issei kind of grasps it and then kind of smiles, saying, "Wow, did I just surpass my great grandfather? Was that something I never felt? This is interesting. Yes, I'll use this power to protect those I love. Those I actually cherish. Those that I actually consider to be family. I will not be alone. I am not the same like my great-grandfather. I'm not alone, just like he was. I will be different, just like he was. Just like my also grandfather. He used to be alone thanks to the fact of the war and the fact that he lost some people during that war and became alone. But I will not be like them. I will not just fight by being by myself. I'll fight with others, like friends, like brothers. Like, what's it called? He then goes on with naming out his friends, mostly Angel, Jorge, Tyrone, and even what's it called? Diego. And this is where, well, this is where Issei says, I'll fight with them. They're considered my brothers anyway. And I don't really care about considering them my brothers. Besides, they do kind of act like people that would be kind of like my brothers. At the same time, they can be the boys because they're basically the friends that I never had. But I consider them mostly like brothers. Angel to be the annoying older, well, mostly the annoying brother. Jorge to be the quite smart and kind of tactical brother. Mostly Tyrone to be the kind of cool, chill, dripped out brother. This is where, well, he then thinks of Diego to be the insane brother, but whatever. This is where, well, Issei says, and I can be the brother that can actually, well, use guns and be able to break stuff, whatever. This is where, well, Issei kind of grunts and says, yeah, that's where I'll be the brother. Or maybe we should just call our group to be called the boys. Da 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 da. No, I'm just kidding. But this is where, well, mostly Issei kind of grunts and just kind of just smirks and says, yeah, that's what I should be doing. This is where, well, Issei gets up in an instant. Of course, this song was already changed. It kind of went through 2 songs. Mostly that they were kind of sadder, but one didn't. But yeah, mostly the song that kind of went through. So the second song that kind of went through before the, well, mostly after the take, mostly that the song was called Take the Pain Away, was called Weight of the World, and then the other song was called Awakening. So yeah, mostly the Weight of the World is made by you know, whatever it says. Mostly the other one was called Awakening, made by these people, but yeah, Normality. So the song, yeah, so basically Awakening by Normality. Now, I'm not gonna lie, the song called Awakening actually does kind of make sense to what Issei just awakened a while ago. But he just awakened from being lonely towards mostly having friends and family. Those that he actually cares about. And no, he doesn't care about the Hyodo because mostly they are quite perverted and they were mostly the reason why he is considered to be weak in the beginning. But now he was lonely and now he has friends and family. He just realized that. He considered mostly his like best friends to their family to be his kind of family, but yeah, because they were quite nice people and they did not mostly judge him from either his gender or even his pervertedness or whatever. And this is where, well, mostly Issei kind of just smiles and just kind of like gets up, and this is where he has a different determination look in his eye. Now this look is actually still the same, but much more happier and actually kind of showing a little bit more expression on his face. This is where, well, he then kind of like disappears from mostly the forest that he just blew up with his power, but this is where he just uses tornado. But yeah, he's gone. This is where the people who was watching him could not really see what happened because mostly Issei did it so fast that no one even knew what exactly happened. But yeah, it's a different form and it actually is kind of an upgrade form from mostly Stark's kind of form. Now, if you have never seen it, it's not Resurrection of Los Lobos. It's actually like kind of Resurrection of Los Lobos, but actually, if you have never played Brave Souls, then you probably will never see this form. But yeah, but if you know what it is, then you know what it is. But other than that, let me go back into what. Now, this is where, well, we go into mostly 10 days passing by later, and of course, we go into Issei kind of getting into, well, the rating games. Issei kind of looks completely different. He is dripped out, basically wearing all white in an instant. He's basically looking like, well, so he's kind of looking like Coyote Stark for freaking real. Mostly the whole white outfits with a black. Yeah, he kind of just looking like this, all dripped out. Of course, he does show the kind of hole. Well, it's kind of zipped up instead of showing the hole, but yeah. But this is where, well, we go into mostly Issei kind of getting into mostly the occult club. Now, of course, Rias is kind of nervous because she actually thinks that Issei literally did from them. But this is where Issei knocks at the door and says, "Hey, let me the fuck in. You bastards are really annoying me and leaving me out here instead of letting me just fucking walk in or whatever bullcrap." This is where, well, mostly Rias is now happy to see Issei because with the calm voice he has, it's mostly a little bit more. A little bit less emotionless, but this is where when Issei walks in, Issei looks still the same, even his hair still being a little bit longer, got a little bit longer, but not much. This is where, well, Issei kind of walks in, sits down on the couch, and this is where Sona kind of questioning why Issei's wearing that. Issei said, because it's much more comfortable than wearing my damn school uniform. The school uniform is quite a fucking pain. It doesn't even give me any way for me to react with mostly the damn uniform. Why do you think I'm wearing something else? This is where, well, Issei said with such an annoyed tone that even Sona questioned what the fuck he's wearing. Like, why the fuck should he even care? This is not school time, so fuck off. So yeah, this is where, well, mostly Sona kind of nodded. She doesn't want to piss off Issei because mostly he is quite powerful enough to probably almost whoop the hell out of Riser. This is where, well, Rias doesn't really want to question why he's wearing different clothing, but this is where, well, mostly Akano is kind of hiding her blush because he actually looks quite good in the white. And this is where, well, mostly Issei said, other than that, let's just hurry this up. I really want to just go home and kind of go to sleep. I didn't get any sleep. Which is not entirely a lie because he actually kind of stayed up night to kind of getting something else. It was quite interesting that he went into an experiment lab, but he got something else, something new. And he kind of did talk to the being that he actually got something new, but me really didn't care too much, but it was something cool and better than his sacred gear. Yeah, he would rather take this damn thing than the sacred gear. Yeah, he barely even trained with the sacred gear entirely. This is where, well, we go into mostly them kind of waiting, but this is where, well, they get teleported by Gracie P, and this is where, well, we go into the call kind of like rating games now. This is where, well, Gracie B says, this is where Gracie B goes and says, in this corner is, well, not this corner, mostly she says, hello there. This is basically the rating games between, well, Rias Gremory's battle between Riser Phoenix, mostly about the whole marriage. If Rias wins, then she will be able to marry anyone with she liking, mostly getting out of the marriage. Of course, if Riser wins, he will be able to marry the Gremory. The Gremory heiress. A bunch of people are talking, saying that basically the Phoenix is gonna win and other things. They don't really have high hopes for the Gremory at all, but yeah. This is where most some people are actually watching this, not just devils alike, but mostly angels and fallen angels. This is where, well, mostly some fallen angels spits out their kind of like drinking and instinct because they are kind of watching what basically their kind of father, and the father is kind of just saying, interesting, the Gremory and basically the Phoenix. This is where three people actually spit out their kind of drinks and an instinct. Right now, spit it onto mostly a kind of white hair person. The white hair person says, "What the fuck, you?" This is where, well, she growls and an instinct kind of just walks away. This is where, well, the father says, "Are you three okay?" This is where they look straight at one of the characters, mostly one of the people who are actually kind of fighting against the Phoenix. and it's none other than Issei. This is where, well, Issei looks completely different. White, mostly dripped out in white, and yet he looks completely different. A little bit, maybe. They actually can't believe it that Issei is telling the truth that he was a devil. This is where, well, they kind of noticed the whole Riser Phoenix barrage, like he has a full barrage while the Gremlin only has a couple. But they don't doubt that Issei's freaking power can probably wipe the hell out of the Phoenix power. But they might be scared because the Phoenix is quite immortal. This is where, well, we'll see in Ria's barrage there is what's it called, Kiba, the Knight. Well, one of just having one Knight. Then there's Akano, the Queen. This is where there's Koneko, the what's it called, Rook. And there's Issei, the one pawn piece. Yes, the Rias decides to just keep him at the one pawn piece. This is where everyone is dumbfounded and just kind of laughing the fact that he's supposed to be a one pawn piece in this where, well, people are saying, yeah, he's not doing anything in this whole match. This is where, well, they just think that they basically, mostly Rias decide to have him as a servant because he kind of looks cool, mostly looks pretty enough. And this is where, well, people just say, yeah, the Gremlin is fucked. This is where, well, it's kind of just saying, so when is this rain game's gonna start? This is where, well, mostly Rias kind of, mostly Rias Parage and mostly Riser Parage has like a minute to kind of plan out. While mostly Rias is telling out what for Kiva, Akano and Mechanical to do. And this is where, well, Issei says, what about me? This is where, well, mostly Rias says, you come over here. I need to unseal your kind of demonic pieces. Also to unseal them kind of mostly the flow of demonic energy. Issei says, yeah, that's not happening at all. I'm just gonna be going and doing my own thing. I don't really care. This is where Rias says, Issei. This is where, well, Issei says, I don't care. You can stop bothering me. Do whatever you want to. I really do not really care about this whole barrage entirely. This is where, well, Issei starts walking away and just uses tornadoes to get away from mostly all of them. Just because fuck it. He hides on top of a tree and said fuck it, he would just wait. But yeah. Wait. But this is where, well, we go into mostly Ria's getting angry and frustrated with her palm piece because, well, she needs to unseal the demonic energy so he will actually be mostly fully registrated as mostly, or whatever the fuck, mostly just fully kind of shown that he's mostly a palm piece and not just having no demonic magic with him. Because people really think that he's only a one palm piece. They can't feel any demonic energy. But Issei is not going to do that or allow her to do any of that shit. Because his biggest plan is to basically talk to mostly Lord Lucifer for some things for him to get rid of. Especially these 8 pawn pieces. If you know what's going to happen, then you might, yeah. Sorry for starting. Blech. But that's not the point. This is where, well, we go into Issei kind of, well, right now, just waiting until the 1 minute is over. The 1 minute is now over, and everyone's kind of going on for mostly their plan. This is where Issei just said, fuck it. I'll go fight against half of these people. Issei is right now kind of pulls out 2 guns from his back. Well, he still has the guns right now hidden, but he's like right now walking towards, well, some of the Parage members. This is where, well, they're kind of like walking in with groups, and this is where, well, before their reaction time can actually deal with Issei, because they actually see Issei up ahead, and this is where they actually get scared in an instant. Issei disappears right now with blitzing them. This is where, well, Issei appears behind them with just guns right now, already drawn out. And this is where, well, Issei already blasts multiple bullets straight through them. This is where, well, they could even react. Pop. They all fall down and right now disappear. This is where everyone who was watching just widen their eyes in an instant. What the fuck? There's no way that motherfucker's a one pawn piece? Nah! His speed is almost that of mostly a knight. Is he a knight and not a pawn piece? This is where, well, mostly some people say, then again, pawn pieces can mostly promote themselves towards being a knight. So could it be that he promoted himself to being a knight? This is where some people are trying to think that maybe that's the case, and some people just say that probably because Riser just made a harem from his mostly Parage. That's probably the case, and mostly none of them are that trained. So of course that's the case. But Issei didn't just go ham on the 8 pawn pieces that were all together. This is where, well, he saw, what's it called, the Rooks that tried to attack him, which the Rooks easily got defeated because well, let me say it again. Issei literally didn't just shoot at them. He basically said recoilless kick. He recoilless basic kick twice and easily took down the two rooks in an instant. The two rooks could barely do anything. They literally got defeated. Two knights that tried to attack Issei literally just got blasted in the shoulder and even the other shoulder, making them unable to use their swords. And this is where they would get blasted in their head, but they actually surrender in an instant. To just not die, but yeah, because Issei is quite brutal. And this is where when it came up to the bishops, Issei literally just shot at the bishop in an instant. They're long range. They can use magic, right? Yeah, Issei literally has guns. Fuck them. This is where even what's it called, the Raffle Phoenix, she tries to fight against Issei, but Issei really didn't care about her at all. Literally, he shot her legs out right now, making her unable to, what's it called, use her legs for a second. She could have used her regeneration, but she got too scared and kind of just surrendered, because Issei was quite brutal against the other bishop, but yeah. This is where, well, people are just dumbfounded, shocked. There's no way in hell this person is just a normal human. This person is using guns. This is where Issei is just freaking, what's it called? Mostly, it was a gun. His catchphrase is basically saying, modern problems, well, mostly if there's modern problems, there's modern solutions. He points to his two guns, but yeah. This is where people are just dumbfounded with him, but yeah. Then again, this is where the queen did try to fight against Akano, and of course, this is where, well, the queen was fighting against Akano and Kiba and even, was it called Konako? But this is where, well, mostly the queen did get her kind of like arm shot at, and of course, this is where Akano and Konako and even Kiba had a chance to actually fight her and actually managed to take her out, but yeah. Of course, this is where, well, they were just dumbfounded why Issei even helped them. This is where, well, Issei is kind of getting towards, well, mostly where, was it called? Riser would be at. This is where Riser has to do something sneaky and try to, well, attack Rias by actually having one pawn piece actually free. The one pawn piece was mostly that one sticker up because he actually has to remove her. Well, yeah, just exchange her for someone else to have a regular pawn piece. So of course he just threw it straight towards what's it called, mostly Rias in an instant. He tried to mostly use switch. This is where, or mostly just switch position with the pawn piece. This is where he appears right in front of her. He tries to fully kind of kill her or mostly just really eliminate her. But of course, this is where, well, Ria's winding her eyes, but this is where Issei appears right now using Sonido quite fast and right now putting the gun right in front of him, blasting Riser in an instant. This is where, or not even blasting Riser, no, he appeared right in front of him and just uses Settle. Right now dropping the gun and just saying a blue blast straight to Riser. Riser winding his eyes and he get blasted away. This is where, well, Ria's just winding her eyes. Issei is quite fast. He uses Sonido to get there faster because he was kind of close to her, but yeah. This is where, well, Riser was just shocked and dumbfounded. He just said, damn it. This is where Issei noticed that pawn piece, and this is where Issei pulls out his sword and appear right next to the pawn piece before Riser can even grab it. Issei cuts it in half, destroying in an instant. Issei didn't care. This is where Riser looks at him and just grits his teeth and says, you son of a bitch! This is where he screams out in an instant. Everyone who's right now watching this just sees how the Gremory is basically on top. Basically, none of their members have been eliminated thanks to the pawn piece. Mostly the one pawn piece person, the member, which everyone really thought that he was basically lower and not going to do shit during the whole damn time. He eliminated almost half of the whole members of the Barrage. But this is where people think that mostly Riser would still win because he's immortal. Issei looks at him without a care in the world, and this is where Issei says, man, you're out of character. Aren't you supposed to be saying that I am Riser Phoenix, the greatest blah 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 blah, the greatest fried chicken, whatever bullcrap. This is where Riser Phoenix grits his teeth and just glares at Issei. He doesn't even care about eliminating Rias right now. He just cares about getting rid of him and then getting rid of the Rias Gremory's Barrage. But this is where, well, he sends multiple fire attacks at Issei, which Issei just cuts him down with his sword. And this is where, well, Issei says, is that all you can have? Or is that all that you have? This is where Issei already puts his guns away. Mostly the two pistols away. And this is where, well, Riser's so angry and saying, you son of a bitch. I'm going to kill you. I'm going to burn you. I'm going to make sure you're dead. I'm going to destroy your family and everyone you care about. Issei said, the hell did you just say? Issei has a check mark on his head. This is where Issei unsheathes his sword, and this is where Issei says, fine, I'll show you what I can do. You do not get to threaten my family. My true family. I'm not caring about the Hyodos if that's what you're thinking about, Rias. I'm caring about my friend's family. And when you decide to try to threaten those that I love, those that I care, it really pisses me off. Issei said with such an angry, annoyed tone most of the time, but yeah. This is where, well, Issei right now puts his sword back to Mostly's sheath, and this is where, well, Mostly Reyes is confused until Mostly Issei said, Resurrection! Los Lobos. This is where, well, he screams out. This is where a bright blue energy around him just kind of like glow around him and kind of encased him. And right now, smoke just disappears in an instant after a while. This is where Riser's confused. He almost got blown out of the air, but Issei, well, not blown out of the air. Mostly, Issei, well, let me say that again. Issei was already in the air. He was just literally walking there and dodging attacks from Riser. And when Riser said about how I'm gonna ruin your family, blah blah blah, really just pissed him off. Which mostly everyone's still shocked the fact that Issei doesn't need wings to be up there in the sky. But still, even though he doesn't need wings to be up there in the sky, people are just shocked and dumbfounded. This is where, well, mostly even Reyes and the others were dumbfounded. Even Riser was dumbfounded. But this is where when Issei says Resurrection Los Lobos, his power right now increases a lot. This is where, well, his new form, he was up there in the sky, there was smoke disappearing, of course, he was sitting down, and he was basically in this kind of like position, similar to that of Coyote Stark. Let me show you. So it kind of looks like this. My man flipped down there. But yeah, he's just sitting up there, and this is where he gets up and says, Alright, time to kick your ass, you son of a bitch. This is where Issei literally has an eye patch right now on him. His shirt is kind of a little bit open now, and of course showing a hole in the middle, which everyone gets shocked and right now confused on what the fuck is happening. And this is where Issei says, Alright, time for me to kick your ass to the 9 realms of hell, where you belong, belong, you damn fried chicken. This is where, well, right now Riser's confused, but of course he gets unnerved with the form that Issei took on. Issei right now looks at mostly Riser, and this is where Issei points his gun right in front of him, and a blue settle appears, right now attacking Riser. Riser is right now trying to dodge and trying to appear behind Issei, but this is where Issei points the gun without even needing to look at Riser and blast him. This is where Riser is dodging the blue attacks, mostly the settles, and this is where Riser is just right now dumbfounded. This is where, well, mostly Riser is trying to attack Reyes, but this Reyes appears right in front of mostly the barrage and sends another like 2 blue settles straight towards mostly Riser. Riser has to fly up and had it to keep dodging against Issei. Issei's speed, power, and everything just increased entirely. He's much more faster than anything, and his attacks are quite more deadly because when Riser did get magic hit by one of the blue settles with his arm, he actually felt like his regeneration was getting slower than normal. He's getting more tired because mostly fighting against Issei is like not happening. Just right now, he's getting more tired and his regeneration is getting slower. So yeah, this is where, well, mostly Riser is trying to send fire attacks at Issei, but Issei is right now blasting through them with a blue attack. Settles. This is where, well, Issei says, well, I should probably get serious. This is where, well, Issei said, with a very annoyed tone where Riser kind of keeps sending fire attacks. Riser says, you don't know, this is good for the devil family. What the hell are you doing? Let me just destroy you. Let me freaking kill Reyes. This is where Issei said, huh? Oh, that's what you want to get angry about. Well, let me think about it. This is where Issei points his gun still in front of him. This is where Issei says, how about this? I'll tell you my answer right now in here. Issei right now, an energy of blue energy glows around him. It's basically his reality. And this is where, well, Issei right now says, Cero, metralleta. This is where, well, a blue kind of ball appears on his gun, and this is where multiple shots appear right now in an instant. This is where, well, right now Riser winding his eyes, and this is where he's getting blasted right now. Bah, 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 bah. Everyone in the whole crowd and the whole underworld, and even in what's it called, the heavens, and even in what's it called, Gorgorio, and somewhere in the human world, some people are watching this. This is where even the Yakuza leader is kind of watching this, saying, hell yeah! Everyone is kind of screaming, go Issei! Kick that motherfucker! Kick that shit out of that damn chicken! This is where everyone's wild, right? This is where, well, everyone's going wild, and this is where some of people, like, from different pantheons are actually watching this, because they actually kind of were interested a little bit, just because they wanted to get rid of the boredom. And this is where, well, they're just seeing the freaking, like, what's it called, one of the phoenixes from the immortal clan of what's it called, the devils, right now getting their asses whooped by a person who's literally not even using magic, but straight up just guns and lasers. This is where, well, right now Riser's getting blasted. Bah, 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 bah. This is where Riser's regeneration is getting slower and slower and slower until he's basically getting extremely hurt from all this shit. This is where, well, Issei noticed how mostly Riser's right now up in the air. His barely having any wings mostly left, basically because the flame wings are part of his magic, but yeah. It's kind of all ripped apart, and this is where his body has multiple holes. Riser's right now unconscious, right now falling down from the sky. Issei noticed that Riser's still not dead, and this is where he says, how are you not dead just yet? Fine. This is where Issei says, Los Lobos. This is where, well, 5 wolves appear behind him. Mostly, yeah, 5 wolves. This is where, well, he then tells the wolves to attack Riser right now in an instant. Which they rush towards Riser, and this is where, well, Riser cannot do anything. But this is where, when they bite into Riser, kaboom! He's now eliminated fully. Issei says, pathetic. This is where, well, mostly Issei didn't care. He went back into his normal form. This is where, well, Issei says, so annoying. I didn't even need to use that other form that I have. But whatever. This is where, well, mostly Issei kind of like lands back down to the ground, but just like kind of walking down to the ground instead of like floating down. He's like walking down without a care in the world. This is where, well, he gets out of his form in an instant and went back to his normal form. Instead of having the eye patch, he now has that what they call bony kind of skeleton mouth. Yeah, mostly mouth near his throat. But yeah, this is where, well, everyone in the whole underworld was just winding their eyes. They just see this one person who's literally supposed to be a one palm piece whoop the whole entire fucking Riser Phoenix barrage in an instant. People from different pantheons really think that this motherfucker is not a palm piece. He's definitely probably a king or something. In disguise or something. This is where Rize, well, not Rize, mostly Ria's wind her eyes in an instant, realizing that Issei is much more powerful than she expected. Issei really trained by himself, making himself much more powerful. She realized that Issei doesn't even need her at all. If he really wanted to, she will probably be dead in an instant if it wasn't for Issei's probably loyalty to her. Maybe. She can't tell because Issei doesn't seem to be a pervert and doesn't seem to care too much about her at all. So of course, it's probably either the contracts that he's been doing, the murdering contracts of humans, that he probably is the only reason he's still with them. If he wasn't there, he would have fucking left. He probably wouldn't even care if he was a stray. If he was a stray, he would have been counted as a very dangerous stray in an instant. This is why, well, people in the underworld were just dumbfounded, shocked, and just crazy out. They were wondering who exactly this kid's name again, until they see Issei's name. Issei Jin Stark. This is where people were confused with the Stark name, but this is where some people from Pantheons were kind of interested in the Stark name because they heard that name before, but they don't know where to remember that. This is where, well, mostly someone with blondish and blackish hair, mostly like golden bangs in front of his hair and then blackish hair behind, kind of says interesting. He also had magenta eyes and says interesting. This is where he looks towards mostly his daughters, even the white-haired girl, and this is where the white-haired girl says, he's quite powerful. I wonder if you would like to fight me. This is where she grins with such a vicious grin, while the other girls, mostly the other somewhat daughters that he had, mostly 2 of them, that one of them were mostly an experiment gone wrong and she has a twin now, but this is where, well, they are kind of having blushes on their face in an instant. That eye patch and mostly the different look that Issei had. His hair also became a little bit longer in that form. Made them blush even more. Because they've seen it before, but of course in that form it's still quite hot to actually see him in that form. This is where, well, mostly the white-haired girl is thinking it would be interesting to fight him, and what's it called? This is where she says, it'd be quite interesting to fight him, and what's it called? A battle, don't you think, Alvian? This is where, well, the white dragon says, yeah, but I wish it was a red one. Then again, if the red one decides to join him, it would have been quite powerful. He also would have been quite dangerous to fight against, don't you think, what's it called? Well, Valerie says, yeah, but then again, would be also interesting to fight in bed, if you know what I mean. This is where Alvin says, no, we are not going on with this bullshit. Valerie, no. This is where, well, Valerie says, what? I'm not, this is where her face becomes a little bit red and just looking away. This is where, well, mostly, well, supposedly the father of mostly these 4 girls are kind of just looking at them and kind of just smirking a little bit, seeing that person, whose name Issei, mostly Stark. But yeah, Issei Jin Stark. Because he met this kid one time on a contract, but yeah. Of course, he never expected this kid to be stronger than normal. He also never expected for this kid to not really show the Red Dragon power, because he does remember meeting him, and he did have the Red Dragon within him. But this kid didn't even show the red dragon. Instead, he showed these different types of powers. This is where, well, we go into mostly the whole kind of like party somewhat. This is where everyone is right now in the party kind of all dressed up fancy. And we go into your boy Issei dressed up like this. So Issei is kind of dressed up like this. So yeah, he's kind of having like this bluish kind of checkered outfit. Or not outfit, mostly like coat. And then it's kind of black. Well, mostly checkers inside, kind of blue and black. Of course, like a black coat outside of it. It's kind of have some fur. He also is dressing kind of like brownish pants. And of course, this outfit. He also does have like someone like a eye patch also again. But your boy is in that drip, and this is where Issei has his hair kind of also pushed back. Similar to that, somewhat having it styled a little bit, but yeah. This is where, well, mostly Issei when he walks in, everyone was shocked. Even girls were just dumbfounded. Some of the double girls. This is where, well, even Akano, Konako, and also mostly the other girls like from Sona and like Tsubaki and the others were just having like blushes, even somewhat blood noses. Issei looks completely different. And he looks quite mature and also quite style on everyone. This is where the guys who are devils and other things just can't believe. Someone who's supposedly a low devil, and that of not having too much demonic magic or power, is quite powerful and can probably beat their ass in an instant. This is where, well, Issei really shown to really kick the shit out of them. Even if they're an immortal phoenix, they would not be able to fight him. Of course, we go into mostly, well, one Phoenix female actually blushing, and it's none other than what's it called, mostly Wrathful Phoenix, because she was actually there because her brother is right now kind of crippling on a wheelchair and kind of somewhat brain dead. He's kind of sad and depressed, and this is where when he sees Issei, he kind of gets nervous and scared. Wrathful is kind of blushing, looking away because, well, he looks quite good. This is where, well, mostly, well, when what's it called, Rias kind of saw Issei, she was actually blushing madly. She was actually trying to look away. She was just dumbfounded, and Issei just out, well, mostly in a different look, but yeah, he's pretty much just dressed up all nice. This is where, well, mostly starts like smiling, kind of just seeing Issei, and this is where, well, he kind of asked Issei to come forward, and this is where Issei didn't really bow down, because really, he doesn't bow down to anyone too much. Someone who's not that powerful as him, yeah, he really doesn't bow down or whatever. Or, well, yeah, he doesn't bow down even if this person is the Devil King. He's only guessing because this person has longish red hair and kind of baby blue eyes. From the description he got told from other devils, but not the point. Doesn't work. Well, mostly Surzex kind of says, "Hello there, my name is Surzex Lucifer. Thank you for saving my sister from the whole kind of merge." This is where Issei nodded, and this is where, well, Surzex kind of says, "If you want, you can have anything, as mostly I am grateful for the fact that you saved my sister." Issei nodded. He actually was only guessing this, but mostly he was happy a little bit. This is where Issei says, "Okay, so I can have anything, right?" This is where Surzex says, "Yes, you can have your own parage, you can become a high-ranking devil, you can also have a harem by yourself, blah, blah, blah." This is where, well, Issei says, "Okay, what I want is, I want these palm pieces to be removed out of my body. I really want to just my humanity to come back." This is what Issei said, without a hint of care in the world. He pretty much just wants these palm pieces, his humanity back to being normal. Basically, his human self and no longer having the demonic pieces inside him. This is where, well, mostly Surgic wide his eyes. He never expected the person to save Ria's Gremory just wants his humanity back. Basically wants to become human back again and not a devil. He was thinking that this person would want a harem or whatever. Even Ria's wide her eyes. Right now seeing how Issei literally had a plan to get out of this shit. This is where Issei said, "And if you're wondering if I have evidence and why I don't want to be in Ria's Grimmer's Parage, I do have evidence." This is where Issei explains about the whole fact that he died on that day of basically a fallen angel killing him. And this is where he explains that mostly from other places that he visited before, or mostly from other people that he actually talked to who were in supernatural. This is where, well, from other people that he actually talked to was mostly the fact that, the fact that basically those who were supernatural and had to visit like a devil territory, they had to talk to them first to be able to go into the territory. of course, those who are not being talking to the devil territory shows to just be like rogue people or whatever. Yeah, Rias never did that, never confronted the fallen angels, and this is where Issa explains that basically she let the fallen angels kill him, even though she could have just talked to him and joined the barrage, but instead she rather let him die, so blah blah blah. This is where, well, Cersei looks at Rias with widened eyes, and this is where, well, Rias widened her eyes also. She never expected Issa to find this all out. Everyone in what's it called Rias' barrage just widened their eyes. This is where, well, Konako was thinking that Issei would just leave them in an instant, but actually wanted to get out of it. And actually telling, what's it called, Cersei about all this, she just got scared. This is where, well, she never expected Issei to kind of do something like this. This is where, well, mostly Cersei says, I see. Well, I can't get your humanity back. This is where Issei says, why not? I haven't even used the demonic energy or demonic pieces. Wouldn't I be able to just rip out the palm pieces and you just make me a free palm piece or whatever the hell they call, or just if I rip the palm pieces, would that be able to get rid of the demonic energy? Maybe I can even talk to the red dragon, but that's not the point. This is where, well, mostly Cersei's heard about this, and this is where, well, he says, well, then again, since you don't have that much demonic energy, I wouldn't suggest ripping out the palm pieces because that would probably be bad. This is where Issei did it in an instant. He shoved his hand into his chest and ripped out all 8 palm pieces in an instant. Throws them right towards mostly Rias' feet. And this is where Issei said, well, done. So, I'm no longer a stray. That's all I want it to be. I don't want to be accounted as a stray or anything. This is where, well, Issei said, other than that, can you make that happen? This is where, well, Cersei says, well, this is where he realized he doesn't have any of the demonic energy. He just ripped out the palm piece who had to carry in the world. No emotion, no like features of pain or anything. Issei doesn't seem to be showing. This is where, well, Cersei scopes and says, yes, I will count you as a non-stray, so you can just become a normal human. Since you don't have any demonic energy, and how did you not have any demonic energy? I had someone seal that away. And don't worry, it was just, I think, some wizard I met a while ago. I just told him to seal away the palm pieces so none of the demonic energy would flow towards me and kind of make my body become a full devil. This is where, well, Cersei nodded and said, I see. Okay. This is where, well, Issa says, other than that, I'm gonna be out. I am no longer a devil. I am a free fucking person. I'm a human back again. Fuck you, devils. I'm out. This is where Issei walks away while carrying the world. Even though he's bleeding from his chest, it started healing in an instant. Even the hole that was there is still the hole, and yet it kind of grew a little bit, but this is where he became much more stronger. He died a little bit, but then he kind of regained it back by transforming into someone in a wrong car still. But this is where, well, Issei said, other than that, bye. This is where Issei says, bye-bye, Rias. I don't never need to help you again. Well, bye-bye. This is where, well, Issei literally just makes a, what's it called, mostly a, Issei said, well, Descare. This is where he makes a gate appears, and this is where Issei disappears by walking into it and just kind of getting towards the human world. But yeah, this is where, well, Issei gets basically to the Yakuza's location. This is where, well, everyone that was there basically are kind of having cheers and kind of having a party and celebrating. This is where, well, Issei was already designed to have these outfit and other things already set out and other things. He had a little bit of blood, but not much on his shirt or any of that. He just cleans it off a little bit, but yeah. This is where everyone saw Issei and they say, hey, it's the person who basically beat the shit out of that damn immortal phoenix cocky bastard. He's here! This is where everyone starts celebrating, but yeah, Issei just sees everyone kind of going wild, and this is where, well, the Yakuza leader kind of just smiles at Issei, and Issei kind of just nods, saying, well, I'm no longer a devil either, so we can celebrate about that also. This is where everyone's saying, hell yeah! He no longer needs to serve some ratty bitch anyway. This is where, well, everyone just drinking to that, but yeah, everyone just getting hammered at that point. But this is where Issei kind of sees a girl with kind of purplish, kind of like darkish purplish hair, and of course palish purplish eyes, or mostly dullish purplish eyes. And of course she's nervous and other things, but this is where Issei walks up to her and puts his arm around her kind of waist, mostly her back, and kind of pull her in closer. This is where, well, she's blushing madly and saying, Issei-kun, what are you doing? This is where Issei says, oh, don't worry about that, Micah. I just really like seeing you a lot. So, can I not really just grab you from the waist? I'm not doing anything bad, am I? This is where, well, mostly Micah is like, no, 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 you're not doing anything bad. She's right now wearing an outfit that kind of looks like this. So it's basically, she's kind of in this outfit, but yeah, she kind of just looks like this. She's basically just a mess of blushing a lot. She's just kind of not trying to look into Issei's eyes, but she's also just blushing a lot. This is what, well, mostly she's just trying to not make Issei angry at all. Which Issei is not angry. He's just kind of happy to see her. And of quite kind of having a little bit of a lustful look, a little bit, but not much. This is where, well, other than that, we go into a dragon who's right now struggling, kind of angry and annoyed with the fact that this user of his is not using him and could have used him to finish that damn phoenix with his power. But yet, this host doesn't really like to use him at all. Probably from the fact that the host actually uses his own powers and believes that using his own powers would be a good idea. And not his powers. This is where, well, Issei also did apologize to the dragon to say that the reason why he doesn't use his powers is because it's kind of annoying to use a kind of like, use a person's other powers instead of using his own. But yeah, the powers that he was born with. But yeah, this is where, well, mostly DJ can actually understand that and decide to just shake his head and just say, whatever, you can do whatever. But yeah, but other than that, we go back into Issei in the party. Then we go into the next day, kind of. Issei doesn't really show up to the next day of school, but he shows up to the next days. But yeah, mostly on Friday because he was drunk and out of his mind. And of course, he was kind of in the same bed with Micah, but they really didn't do anything. Even though people suspect they did something, they really didn't do anything. Of course, Micah was blushing mess, and this is where Issei was also somewhat blushing mess. This is where, well, mostly his friends just tease him saying, so did you lose your V card with her? I mean, if you did, we're not gonna judge you. Say this where Issei says, fuck you, Anhel. This is where he punches Anhel in the freaking face while Anhel gets angry and starts to fight him and other things. But yeah, other than that, I'm gonna be leaving it off here for part, 5 of this What If. Yeah, part 5, I think so. Yeah, part 5. Other than that, bye, see you. And I've gotta be going because, well, my phone's about to die. Other than that, bye, see you, and yeah.